What if I told you 8 years ago, I took a couple of photos that weren't very good, and nearly 10 years later, they have made me over $10,000. Now, if you want to make a living as a freelance photographer, there are some little tricks that you can implement in your business to help you make more money. Hi, I'm Rachel Konek, professional food photographer, helping you take incredible photos that are good enough to eat. The two key ingredients that we need to charge more money in our business is we need the confidence to 1, value our work, and to 2, value our time. So I'm going to share a bunch of tips as to how you can make more money and throw a bunch of examples at you from my career. So the first one is to charge a rush fee. So if the client is on a very tight timeline and they want you to deliver the images and do the photo shoot really quickly, then that is an opportunity to charge more money. So I was doing a food event and the client said to me, we want 10 hero images before the end of the event and we want the rest of the images delivered within 24 hours. So I had to work extra hard. I might have had to put other projects on hold. So that is an opportunity to charge a little bit more money. The second tip happens a lot. Maybe you have a stellar shoot and you've got a bunch of really great images, a lot of variety, and the client wants more images. So this is an opportunity to charge the client for supplying more images. You might want to do an image pack. Sometimes I will shoot exactly what the client wants, and if I have times, I'll deviate from the brief a little bit and then show what I was able to produce. A lot of time, clients are really impressed and they might want to buy a couple of more images from me. So if the client wants more of your work, then that's more value to them. So make sure you charge when you supply more images. The third way is to charge for add-on services. So something like that I do in my business is retouching. So I would charge a client an hourly rate for any retouching that I do. So I had a photo shoot for a book cover and the publisher wanted me to extend the foreground and change the color of the cake stand. So I went ahead and just did that, of course, because that's what they asked me to do. And then I charged an hourly rate. Obvious. They asked me to do it and I did it. Not everybody loves retouching, so some people will outsource their retouching. But if you're interested in learning the 5 simple ways to use retouching in your business as a food photographer, check out my course, retouchingfoodphotography.com. And if you're interested in learning retouching on this channel, let me know in the comments below. The fourth way to make more money is to make sure that you are charging for licensing. Now that could be licensing for the client when you're putting together that specific invoice, but also because images are out there, you just never know when someone, a magazine or a different client wants to license one of your images. So anytime a client wants to use an image, make sure you have a discussion about licensing and it's the opportunity to charge a little bit more money. I did a photo shoot for a client and a couple of months later, a magazine approached me and asked if they could use that image. Now they had a small budget, but it was an opportunity for me to make a little bit more money a couple of months later from that photo shoot. The fifth way to make more money is to increase your rates. Now it's not going to happen as often. Maybe you only do that once a year. So the beginning of the year is a great time to bump up your rates. If it's in the middle of the year and you've learned a new skill, you've acquired new gear, maybe you've opened a studio, anytime you can provide more value to the client, it is a great opportunity to increase those rates. So I'm going to play a little game now. I'm going to go through some of my recent invoices and let's see how much money we can make by just implementing these tips. So the first one is to charge a rush fee. So the last time I did a rush fee, let's look at that event. $375 was the additional fee that I charged them because they wanted the images so quickly. Charging client more for images, I have an additional $210. Add-on services, let's take a look at that cookbook shoot. The retouching was $260. Where the magazine, it was a small magazine, wanted to license that photo, it was $125, so on the low end, but still every dollar counts. And the last time I increased my rates, it was a $450 increase. So just using those tips, we've made an extra $1,420. Now, if you can make an extra $1,500 in your business every month, that is a huge addition to your bottom line, or a heck of a lot of pinch bowls. So the bottom line is to make sure that you have the confidence to value your work and value your time. Anytime that you are providing more value to a client, you're able to charge more. Now, my challenge to you is to pick one of these strategies that we talked about today and implement into your business this quarter. And let's see how much more money you can make. A magazine wanted to put that image in their magazine, obviously, because they're a magazine. So if the client wants you to work really hard, and what client doesn't want you to work really hard?